Good morning. Hi, Jim. I'm glad you're here. 1 second. I can still talk. I just need to let the dog in. Otherwise, said dog will probably sit and scratch at the door. There you go. Okay, so I'm here. I'm back. How are you doing, Jim? Or anyone else who might have shown up meanwhile? Um, I named this live stream today Life Beyond Cravings, I think. I can't even see what I named it when I'm in the studio. No, there. Life Beyond Cravings rocks. Yes. And that's my backup topic. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But as usual, I would prefer if you have questions because it's much more fun to talk about what you really want to know. Good morning, Bazoo. What's new, y'all? What's new? What's new is next week on Monday and Thursday, US time, or Tuesday and Friday in New Zealand or Australia, I'm going to open up the weekly coaching call inside my program for anyone. So if you have taken my free course, been to my previous bootcamp or challenges, you know what to do already and you're not doing it, just show up to the call and I will coach you through whatever is in your way. So we'll just get you started. You can get help with anything that is food related that you need help with. And you can attend both calls if you want to, doesn't matter. Or one, it's up to you. If you are in my Facebook group or if you are getting my emails, if you get the emails every week about the podcast, you will get an invitation. I should have sent one out yesterday, I think. If you're not on my email list or in my Facebook group and you don't want to join either, send me an email and I can reply to you with where you can join. So I'll send you the link to join that. Right. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. And dimsy dims dimps. See, people are showing up. So yeah, that's hi Tracy. So that's what's happening next week. And for once, I'm announcing it early, like a whole week in advance. And as you can see, I have internet. What I've noticed though, if I freeze, can you let me know in the chat that I'm frozen? I will probably come back. I'm trying to figure out if that's my internet or not. I don't think I had a problem with my class yesterday, but it does say that my Wi-Fi is a little bit unstable right now. And apparently Wi-Fi works better than hardwired right now. So otherwise I'm going to have to try that out later this afternoon. So questions, people. Give me some questions. Meanwhile, why does life beyond cravings rock? I think it rocked because it's not because life is easier. It's because I know that I'm in control of what I'm doing. I know that everything that is happening in my life are things that I have some sort of power of, are things that I can change. When I was addicted to sugar, it didn't feel like I could change anything. It felt like I definitely was a victim to the sugar and eating compulsively, which I was. Not saying that I didn't have the power to actually change that, but at that time I wasn't able to because I didn't know how to. And if you had presented me the solution, I may or may not have jumped on it. I probably would have jumped on it, and then I don't know what I would have done because it wasn't there for me. So what I wanted to say about that is I know that it can be really freaking hard and it can feel impossible and disempowering, and it can feel like a really dark place where you can't kind of dig yourself out of that hole, but it is doable and you just need to start. You don't have to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's not about getting there tomorrow. It's not about, doing everything quickly. It's about doing it properly. And doing it properly for me has taken me many years. You probably heard me talk about what I did before And I didn't go 100% off of sugar straight away. My brain would not let me do that. My brain was panicking if I was thinking about never eating sugar again. It was just such a big part of me, I guess, or how it was like the most enjoyable thing that I could eat. So I couldn't imagine never eating it again. It was like, if I cut this pleasure out, what's left? Just crappy food that I don't like, and nothing else feels as pleasurable as eating sugar. Sure, I have things that I like doing, but I couldn't enjoy them as much. Now, when I'm not eating sugar, it's so much easier for me to enjoy other things. And that's what life beyond cravings is about. That's why I want to help you get there, because when you cut all of this bullshit out, you will be able to start enjoying things that you can't enjoy right now. And if you haven't joined my Food Freedom Foundations course, it's free. Sign up for that one. I think the link is in the description. Take the course. What it will teach you is the basics. It will teach you the tools that you need. And you can do that course, join the coaching calls next week, and I will help you implement that. But just taking this first step and actually learning something that works and something that you can do will move you closer to actually getting there. It might take you a year, it might take you 2 years. I don't know how long it's going to take you. Some people do it very quickly, some people take longer, and it doesn't matter, because anything closer to your goal is a win, in my opinion, anyway. If you don't feel like that is a win, I don't know what is a win. And I'm talking a lot about the black and white thinking, but that's like, appreciate the wins along the way on your way to your ultimate goal, because your ultimate goal will not look like an ultimate goal. It will not look the way that you think it will look. So when you get there, it's already going to be who you are, and it's not going to feel as huge. It's like when I decided to go a whole year without sugar, what happened was, like, for a month or so, I was okay. Then I started doubting whether I would be able to do it for absolutely no reason at all. It wasn't like I had a lot of cravings or was falling off or whatever. It was just brainworms. They just kept appearing. And it was driving me crazy, because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, as if that mega craving one day would come where I wouldn't be able to work through it. It didn't happen. And then eventually, by the end of that 1 year, it was like, I don't know what I was worried about. I don't know why I would have worried about it, because it's just the same. It's just the person that I am right now. It's just who I am and how I behave. So it's no different. It's not weird or anything. It's just the way that I do it right now. And you can get there. You just have to give yourself the time and put some effort in. And that effort doesn't need to be massive. It doesn't need to be every day, as long as you don't give up. So that's my sermon for today. So questions. You still haven't posted any questions, and I just see a weird message here. Can't post comments to some destinations. So am I actually live on Facebook as well? I wonder if that is fucked up today. Anyhow, how are you guys doing? You are very quiet today. There's not a lot of action in the chat, and no questions. We can't have a Q&A without questions. That's not how it works. I can't just give you the answers. I want the questions. But if you don't have any questions, tell me how you're doing, what you are working on right now, if you're working on anything, or why you're not working on something. We all need to have goals, aspirations. When you don't have that, life gets very, very dull. Is that the right word? I'm going to check the Facebook group. Yeah, I seem to be live there, so I don't know why it's telling me that. Okay. Terry, I'm driving home. 30 minutes. I should get that up on the screen, shouldn't I? 30 minutes to get there. I needed what you just talked about. Had struggles and back on track. Feeling better. Yeah. And don't beat yourselves up about it. It's just how we are as humans. That's how the brain works. Every time you try to quit something that you are addicted to, or that that triggers that addictive behavior, guess what? You're working against your own biology. And that's going to be very hard because your whole being will say, no, we need to eat that. So you just need to overcome that. And, back in the days, we had to overcome feelings of hunger so that we could go out and hunt our food. And today we have to overcome the uncomfortableness of not eating when we were either hungry or we're craving things. And I say hungry because I know that this applies to some people, but it's not hunger in the sense of real hunger, it's hunger in the sense of hormonal hunger. So if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, you're going to mess with your blood sugar, and the blood sugar for many people are very volatile, shall we say. It goes up and down a lot because we are overeating the carbs. If you were just eating a little bit, you wouldn't get that. Sure, it would rise, but that would be a normal rise. But when we're eating the things that we're eating now, the rise isn't normal. And that's against our biology as well. It's not meant to be that way because there is no food in nature that do that. So that's going to create excessive hunger because your body is going to release a lot of insulin all of a sudden. It's going to reduce the blood sugar very quickly. And then it's going to perceive this as a danger signal because your blood sugar is dropping so quickly that now we're going to be hungry so that we get more food so that the blood sugar doesn't go so low that we die. Now, that doesn't usually happen, but that's how your body responds. So, yeah, real hunger is a thing. If you want to be an intuitive eater or want to learn to listen to your body, you need to do that when you're not eating a lot of carbs because they will mess that real hunger up and you will feel it as if it is real hunger, but it's just a hormonal hunger. It's not a hunger that because you need the nutrients or the food. It's a hunger because of a false signal of from the hormones, insulin and glucagon, etc. So yeah, more questions. I'm not very entertaining if you're not asking questions. So I'm gonna nag at you, and then you all gonna drop off. You're like, oh shit, she's nagging again. We need to get out of here. So what else is going on? Last week I couldn't cancel the live stream. I don't know where my phone is, but if most of you have phones and you're probably watching YouTube, etc., that you have the YouTube app and you have the it's called YouTube Studio, and that's where you can kind of log into your studio and check your videos and statistics and all of that bullshit. Interestingly enough, in the Studio app, I cannot see scheduled live streams. I cannot change them. I cannot do anything with them because they are not available in there. So I need my PC or a desktop to be able to cancel or change a live stream. So that's why I couldn't cancel it. I think I put a comment on there, but unfortunately I couldn't give you a good heads up on that. And yeah, you probably already know all about my internet issues. Went down in the middle of one of my coaching calls with a client. That was not good. And was gone for 4 days, I think. So that was fun. Not that I mind not having internet, but I would like to plan if I'm not having it for a while because everything I do is pretty much online. But if you don't have any more questions, I am going to bail out of here. Jonathan, hello. So we only have 15 minutes anyway, because then Jonathan's live stream is starting. And this is very early for me, so I feel like I want to go back and sleep after. It usually takes me an hour or so to wake up, and I get up at 6, and now it's 7:15. So, Jonathan, there is a live stream. Yes, Jonathan is everywhere on Facebook and on YouTube's. Did so slowly, did not bite and chew, more like suck on a piece of candy, but small amounts at a time. Okay, but that, I don't know, did so slowly what that was referring to, but if you're going to eat anything, this is a very good way of doing it. So if you're gonna have a small piece of candy, like I cannot resist biting and chewing. It's like ugh. That's also an urge for me to actually do that. But if you can suck on it, and you can, that sounds very naughty, and if you can keep it and enjoy it for like 10 minutes or whatever it takes before it dissolves, then like you're gonna get that pleasure, but you're not gonna overload your brain necessarily. It's still gonna raise your blood sugar, but that is a better way of doing it, and you can practice some awareness while you're doing it. So there are like degrees of how bad bad it is when you eat the food, and I need to sneeze. Feels like if you do it like me and you just like shove your mouth full and then chew and then shove it more, then yeah, that's not great for your body and not for your mind. And that just feeds the addiction. Ah, no, I gone off air, especially for you. We record the Carnival Coaches Corner at 8:30. Ah, I didn't know. But in that case, I could have had this at the normal. No, I couldn't, because that's later. The problem is that I'm in a group that meets in 45 minutes for like 6 months or whatever. We have another 10, 6, I don't know, 8 weeks maybe. Um, which after daylight savings appear at the same time as my live stream used to do. So that's kind of annoying. It's not live basically, as I respect your work. It makes no difference to me. The podcast gets released anyway. Fair enough, Jonathan. But yeah, I'm thinking about almost moving this stream to another day, because this is not. I like waking up slowly, like doing my journaling and some breathing exercises and have a cup of coffee and just, you know, taking it easy. And when I'm having to be on air at 7 in the morning, it feels like everything is just rushed. So I don't really like it. So I'm thinking about when I can do this. So if you guys have a day and time that you think is better, just let me know. Time wise, I'm not sure. I mean, what time is it in the US? It's like EST is 3:20 now. So 4 p.m. or later is probably best for me. Um, Carl, hey Kim, do you know the symptoms of too much iron in the blood for men? I hear a lot of conversations lately about it. Um, Not on the top of my head, to be honest. I did an interview with, well, it's about what's it called? Ferritin overload with PD Mangan. It's my second most popular video on my channel. My connection has finally shit itself. Okay, so I'll try again. I don't know if you heard that about the iron, but I did an interview several years ago with PD Mangan, and it's my second most popular video, I think, second or third. And yeah, I agree, Jonathan. And I can't remember exactly what we were talking about because it was several years ago now, but it was a good one. I remember that I was really excited to talk to him and hear what he had to say. So you might want to watch that one. You can also, he's not talking specifically about it, but he wrote a book on it, and but you can always follow him and maybe ask him Okay. Fair enough. I'm usually tired on this day, so I can't contribute much to your Q&A, let alone attend. It's fine. If you don't have any question, you don't have to ask it, but I can't answer any questions, and then we may as well stop. So it's 12 noon on the West Coast. Is that what you mean, or is that a good time for you? I don't know what time zone that is. I cannot keep. I have two time zones in my head, and that's Eastern time and New Zealand time, and maybe Australia because they're usually 2 hours behind. Most regions, not all of them. So it depends on where you are, I suppose. If testing a food, you recommend a certain way to eat, i.e., on a beautiful dish, mindfully with certain utensils. Yeah. Anything that will make you appreciate the food and make you eat it slower and be mindful of eating is a win. Now, you don't need that. You can just go in with intention and eat intentionally. And really, when you're eating it, think about what does it taste like? What's the texture like? What does it smell like? How much enjoyment do I get out of this? Do I actually like it? What does it really taste like? Because if you start really thinking about it, you might notice that you never even tasted the food properly. And if making it a beautiful dish and appreciating it that way, if that is helping, go for it. Headaches, nausea, fatigue, common stuff where your body says to stop it. What are you talking about? Is that food? Am I missing your messages? I'm confused here. Yes, damn Starlink. Yeah, well, I asked you to keep an eye out, but this time I noticed that it was doing that. So I'm going to try to hardwire my computer again. Right now, the internet access seems to be good, but clearly I'm not really that. Wi-Fi isn't working that well for me, or wireless. Does eating butter on carnivore help boost libido? Some people say that it does. It makes sense. Let's say if you're not eating enough fat, you're not going to be able to make enough sex hormones, and that goes for both men and women. And women also use testosterone. So, with more testosterone, your libido is probably going to go up. That usually happens. So if you're already eating a lot of fat, eating more is probably not going to make a difference. But if you're somewhat fat deficient and you're not making enough of those hormones, then yeah, that's probably going to help. I was asking before I did the conversion. I still don't get it. You guys have to be really clear. I was asking what time and day was good for you. So is your answer like noon on the Coast this day? Or I feel stupid now. I'm like, what is he talking about? Well, Tracy says Thursday, 4 p.m. Okay. Right. That might work. Thursday, 4 p.m. I could maybe do that. I shall think about it a little bit more. So, do we have any more questions, or are we done after 25 minutes today? This is funny. So I will just repeat myself. If you weren't here when we started, next week, US time, Monday, 8 p.m., I'm going to open up my weekly coaching calls inside Quitting for the Last Time so that anyone can attend. If you want to do that, if you are in the Facebook group or if you are on my email list, if you get the weekly email with my weekly episode, you don't have to worry. You will get emails sent to you. You should have got one yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, go and check for it. You will have all the details for where and how to join. I'm not going to share it on YouTube. I don't want anyone to just join. So you need to either be in the Facebook group or on my email list, or send me an email and ask me how to join, where to join, etc. And I'm happy to share the details with you there. I just don't want to put it straight out on YouTube, just in case. You never know if there are going to be trolls coming in, and I don't want people coming and, trashing the place. So if you want to do that, it would be awesome if you also signed up for the Food Freedom Foundation's, the free course. You can do that on a link in the description. If you have already done it, if you have been to my challenge in the past, or if you've been doing the boot camp or whatever, you don't have to go through the free course. It's the same sort of, it's just the free course is really, I've really boiled it down to the basics, so you have the tools that you need. And then come to the call with this in mind, and I will help you just work through any problems that might be in the way for you to actually take that action that you need to take. Because it's easy to learn what you need to do. The hard part is to do it, and that's where the coaching come in. So you have two opportunities. You can join one or both, Monday, Thursday, or if you're in New Zealand or Australia, it's Tuesday or Friday. So there you go. Jim. I thought you were asking what time it is now in the US, trying to work out the time that would be better. Oh, I know what time it is, EST. That's the only time zone that I can keep in my mind, and I'm not even going to attempt. But now, just because you said it, it's going to be tempting to think about the West Coast time, because 12 noon is easy to remember. But I shall try to forget it. Thanks anyway. You are welcome, Tracy. Love you, Terry. You're awesome. Okay, so that was pretty much it then. And maybe I should start putting the question up again in the Facebook group, where asking you questions beforehand, so that I have some questions to come in and answer without having to bully you into asking questions. So with that said, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for asking some questions. I appreciate those questions, and some of them are really good, and I think that will help other people as well. And you have a really freaking good day. Join me next week. It's going to be fun. There will be current clients, there will be new people, there will be all sorts of people. So it will be very interesting to see what comes out of those coaching calls. And that will be fun. Hello, Santiago. I was listening while doing yard work, and then I bullied you into trying to tell me what time it was. Good. Love you too. See you next week. Excellent. I'll see you next week. You take care. Bye.